Okay, today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Biostar Hi-Fi A85W motherboard. Okay, so let's get started. So when you first open the box, you're presented with the driver's seat, the Biostar audio usage guide. This does have the pure Hi-Fi sound system with it, and a very extensive user's manual that'll tell you all the important stuff you need to know. In the box, it comes with a 4 SATA Revision 4 SATA cables for hard drive, disk drives, and such. They're all black. I think they're about a foot long. You get the backplate, which isn't very colorful. It's just stamped out for all the crap that you need. And then you get this fancy strap, which comes on the SATA cables. This is actually pretty handy for cable management if any of you people are into that. And underneath is the main attraction. That is the motherboard. Let's see if we can get this out without breaking it. Okay. So let's just back in the box, and we'll set the box when we unbag it, because I'm probably not going to be building my system until Sunday. Today's Friday, so we'll just go with that. Okay, so it comes in this neat wrapping. Be careful with this. I'm not playing with this motherboard. It's actual. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Dark. And if you look closely in the light, I don't have the proper lighting in this room right now. It is my dorm room, college, so it's not gonna be the best. It may look, the PC may look like a black, but if you look, it actually is a dark brown, a very dark brown. It's not a quite black, but so we'll begin. We'll start at this side. We'll move across, up, over, down, and we'll focus on what's in here, and then that'll be the end of the video. Okay, so we'll start over here. Over here, you'll have your right there. You'll have your front audio connector right there. Your SPDIF out, your CIR1 out, your COM1 in, your system fan, it's a fan header right there, your 2 USB ports, and those are 2.0, not 3.0. The 3.0 header for your USB is right there. You only get one of those. You get a system power and a system reset for when you're out of the box testing, which I highly suggest you do when you're first building your first system. And then neatly down here color coded are the power, the reset, the speaker, which is really nice to hook up for when you're first using that post beep, a post debug LED, and your BIOS ROM chip, which is swappable. Now, the only reason why you'd want to swap that is say worst case scenario when you're doing a BIOS update and you lose power. That'd be when you do that or it fails. With this motherboard you get 8 SATA connectors right there, 8 of them, which is pretty handy. You can do RAID 0, 1, and I think 5 with this configuration. I wouldn't quote me on that. If you find out otherwise, tell me in the comments. You have your 24-pin power connector there. You get 4 DDR3 up to 2400 dual channel DIMM slots, and this motherboard supports up to 64 gigabytes, so that's pretty nice. You get another fan header here, and you got another fan header here, and then right here this is the FM2 socket for AMD's APU lineup, and that's the Trinity A lineup. That is A4, A6, A8, and A10. I have the A10 over there that I'm putting on this motherboard. Again, this wasn't a very expensive build, but it's just better than my laptop that I have now. I mean, because it's an upgrade. You got your supplemental CPU power connector here, which if you're going to be overclocking, like which I'm going to be, you're going to want to use that. And then you have your individual capacitors for your CPU, which is also nice. Now on the back, we have over here we have the PS2 import for people who use those old mouses. 2 USB ports, an HDMI port, a DVI, a VGA, 2 more USBs, an Ethernet, 2 USB 3.0s, and an audio, which is for your Puro Hi-Fi, which is that chipset right there. And if you look closely, you follow. I can get this closer with the camera, and see right there, that dark line runs all the way up to this. It's actually dedicated just for sound instead of integrated onto the motherboard, which is pretty fancy, I thought. And then you have two PCI Express slots right here, and then you have two for dedicated graphics cards, and then you have two more PCI Express slots right here, which is a different name, but I can't think of that at the time. And then you have the Biostar chipset, which is underneath this beautifully colored heatsink. And we'll flip it over. Oh, this is not a good place to grab this motherboard. When you flip it over, you can tell that it is actually a brown. Terrible lighting here, excuse my lighting. And then you have the back plate, which I'll be replacing with the Sidon over there. This is a Sidon 120mm liquid PC cooler, which is going to be pretty fancy, I think. Now, what I thought was pretty interesting was on this specific motherboard, you can do what AMD calls dual graphics. If you actually have, it stays right here, board. Right here, with the APU is a graphics processor and CPU and GPU combined. So what AMD allows you to see a 6670, a 6570, or a 6450. You can actually support dual. You can like combine the graphics on the GPU, the APU, with your dedicated graphics card, and they will work together. But for most of them, it doesn't work. It doesn't have a noticeable performance boost, but it does give you a little bit more than what you actually got in the first place. And then this shows all the drivers. It's all different languages. The LED codes. These are useful for when you're first booting on. It'll run through all these codes when you first turn it on. And whatever code you get, just look it up in here, and I'll tell you what's wrong with it, or if it's just not working. And then it tells you the beeps. One beep is the best. The post beep is the most glorious sound you'll ever hear when you're first building your computer. And that will be it. Thank you. Subscribe and comment.